Hi, I'm Thomas Dodson, brand strategist at the Brand Builders Group. And today I'm going to show you how to create a simple and effective opt-in form for your website using MailChimp. Now, for you that are ready to do this and jump in and start capturing email addresses, awesome. If you're not, if this is something that you've just been a little bit hesitant to embrace, if you said, I don't want to capture email addresses and email market because I don't want to come across as being spammy, well then don't spam people. It's real simple. This is an amazingly powerful tool. Email marketing is a great way to connect with people and provide great value. And if you're still not convinced, let me share one more thing with you. The power of marketing through Facebook right now, target marketing through Facebook, is unlike anything that we've seen. It is unbelievable how laser focused you can get. Did you know you can take a list, an email list, over to Facebook right now and upload it, and Facebook will tell you how many matches it gets on that list. It won't tell you the exact names that it gets, but if you have say you have an email list of 10,000 people, you can upload that to Facebook and say, okay, Facebook, run your magic. And it'll come back after a few minutes and say, hey, of these 10,000, we got a match on 7,500. 7,500 people that we know use that email address that you uploaded connected to their Facebook account. Boom, you've got a custom audience on Facebook. And if you're still not convinced, now let me blow your mind. And you probably already know all this stuff, but in case you don't, there's a thing called a lookalike audience in Facebook. So now imagine you've got your group, you've got your people, 7,500 people that know you, they've been to your website, they've somehow opted in or engaged with you in some way, shape, or form. Now you can tell Facebook, hey Facebook, create a lookalike audience just like this one. And it'll run its algorithms and it'll say, okay, what pages do these people like? What are the psychographics, the demographics of this audience? Now we're going to create one right here that looks just like it. And you've got a brand new audience of people that you know are very similar to this one too that you can market to. So even if you're reluctant to embrace email marketing in the traditional sense, I really can't stress how important it is right now to start capturing emails for your business. Even if you sit on them for a minute or two, start capturing emails. And the simplest way to do that, the most direct and effective way to do that, is to offer something for free, to give something in order to get something. You're going to give away something and you're going to get people's email address in exchange. So sit tight. I'm going to show you how to create a simple and effective MailChimp form that you can upload to your WordPress site, so when people come to your page, they'll have something they can opt into, and then the automation will run that will send them an email via MailChimp. All right, this is going to be predicated on three big assumptions. The first is that you already have a MailChimp account. The second is that you are using WordPress, capital P. And three, that you already have your lead magnet, the thing that you want to give away. So if you have those three things already, then we can jump in and get started. If not, go ahead and set up your MailChimp account. And if you're not using WordPress, I don't know the other platforms specifically, but I do know that this is exactly the same way you would use it if you're using a different platform. But follow along on the MailChimp side, and then I'm sure we can figure out how to get it onto your site if you're not using WordPress. Kind of a three-step process in MailChimp, and the first process is you are going to create your list. And so I went ahead and created a test list because once you click on create list, it shows a bunch of private information that I didn't want the world to see. So I just went ahead and created my test list. You do that just by hit create list, boom, you have a new list. And that's the list that I'm going to be sending this lead magnet to. And by the way, this is a MailChimp application that I use for my program called Above the Fray. And I educate parents across the country about the digital lives of their kids, trying to get moms and dads to talk to their kids about their digital lives and online activities. So that's what you're going to see here is the shell of this one. So now I've got my list, test list. Now I'm going to go to campaign, and I am going to create a campaign. So you've got a couple of different things here you can do. You can create an email, an ad, a landing page, a postcard, or a sign-up form. we're going to use the email and we're going to use the sign up form. But the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is just create the email since we're here and it's on top. So this is the email, that automated email that I want to send someone when they opt in. So it says, welcome new subscribers, introduce yourself to people when they sign up for your list. And that's exactly what I want to do. I want to welcome people when they sign up for my list. And the campaign name, I'm going to call it New Test List. Then I am going to say, when people sign up for the test list, start this campaign. So here's the thing. You've got a couple of different things that you can do. You can create numerous emails that go out over time. So the workflow that they have in here is you've got different emails. You can add emails. You could say, hey, I want this email to go out after this amount of time, this email to go out for this amount of time. You can go on and on and on and on and on. But I don't want that many emails, so I am just going to work off of the one for now. Delete. And this is how you would create a whole campaign. But so I'm going to actually say one day after subscriber is the default, but I'm going to change that. I want to say immediately. So when someone signs up, I want them to get this email. Now we got to go ahead and design the email. Your name, your email, my custom workflow. Welcome is the subject line, preview text. So glad you're here. From name above the fray, from email address. Great, wonderful. You can get pretty crazy with the templates that they have in here, but just for sake of ease of use here, I'm going to keep it really simple and just use a simple text template just so we can move along a little bit faster here. It's time to design your email. Great, wonderful. I do have to change all this stuff or it won't work. Test email. Then I am going to click in here and I'm just going to write test this bad boy out. Boom. This is the email that people will get when they sign up. Smiley face. Wonderful. I am going to go ahead and it's my footer stuff I've got to leave in there. Great. So now I've got this email. And by the way, if I wanted to add something to the email, say I wanted to come over here and I wanted to add an image to it, I could just click on here and go to where are you? There we go. Stop doing that. I'll just edit this. So I want to add an image to the email. I could just go ahead and pull it in here. Just say, hey, add image. What image do you want to add? Hey, I'll add this image of these three good-looking guys. So I'm going to insert this email, and this is the one that people are going to get now when they sign up. Wow, that is really big, but let's just go for it. Why not? So great. So now we have this email that people are getting immediately after subscribers are manually added to this email. They're going to get this crazy picture of Roy and Lewis and me, right? Wonderful. So I'm going to go to next. So boom, ready to send, review your workflow. You will be sending to test list. I'm not using any tracking right now. Trigger immediately after subscribers added to workflow. Boom. So I'm going to start this workflow. Great. So now I have an email that goes out to people when they sign up on my list. Now, how do they sign up? Let's go back to campaigns. And I am going to go to this new test list that we created. Oops, I should have done this here. Hang with me. Well, let's just create a new campaign. Why not? Create a new campaign. So then we're going to use our sign up form. So this is the sign up form for the test list. You can do an embedded form, a pop-up one, or a sign up landing page, but we're just going to go ahead and use the embedded one now. So create an embedded form that matches your website's brand so you can attract new contacts. So I want to create a form for my test list that I just created. So this is what the list looks like right now. Nothing fancy. You can do all kinds of things with it, whatever you want to do with it. You know, you can make it vertical, horizontal, condensed. You can do all sorts of fun things to it. But I am just going to use it as is. So all you're going to do is you're going to take this code right here and copy and paste it into your site. So now let's go over to our WordPress site where we've got our widgets. I am going to use an HTML widget. I'll bring it over here, and I am going to call it test list. Then I am going to add the code and hit save. And that is saved. And let's take a look at what happens when we add that to our page. Now, sometimes you have to play around with these a little bit. I don't know what this one's going to look like, so hold your breath, everybody. We'll see what happens when it pops up. Boom. Test list. Now we have a list. So again, I could play around with this. I could do some stylization of it. I could choose what fields are mandatory, what fields aren't mandatory, but I'm going to do that again over here in this one. So, you know, I could say show only required fields, show all fields. You can really play around with this to make it as, you know, what you want it to look like. But that's how you create an opt-in form. Now, if I were to test this and I put in my email address, my first name and last name, although all that's required right now is my email address, I would be added to the MailChimp list and I would get the welcome email. And that is how you create a form in MailChimp and add it to your WordPress blog.